And welcome back to another episode of the Geek Centurions. It's me, your boy Eli.
Hey, it's Daniel over here.
Yeah, if it looks a little weird because we have to go back to Zoom for a thing, and I gotta remember to exit out of a sudden thing. Give me 1 second. Uh, but yeah, we're here to talk about. You notice that Joey's not here. Usually, sometimes he's here with us, but right now he's a little busy with work, so scheduling has been a real bitch recently. But that's fine. We can always find a way to make time, whether it be me, him, me, and Daniel, or some other way.
Yeah.
But we will be talking about the Game Awards because they just announced the nominees.
Yes, we got our nominees. We got some expected picks, some surprises, and some questionable things.
There's a lot of that too. Yeah, no, there's in a year that I feel like has been crazy for video games. The results for the nominees surprised me. Like games that are on there, I didn't think would be on there. The games that I thought would be on there aren't on there, or are on another aspect of it. And a lot of conversations are being made about specific games. But at the end of the day, I feel like this was like the year for like games
No,
because
yeah,
like
man.
holy shit, there were so many games. I didn't even get a chance to play most of these. If I'm being
It's
honest.
like same here, man. Like there were so many games here, which some I have gotten, but I haven't been able to get, haven't been able to finish yet because another game came out and I really wanted to play that one too.
Oh, dude, like okay, so like just to give you guys an idea, um, like I was talking to Dan, I was like, "Hey man, you ready for Friday, bro? We got Scott Pilgrim, the anime, coming out," and I'm like hyped up, and then he's like, "Yeah, I'm." I didn't even say Scott Pilgrim, but he was like, "Yeah, I'm ready, bro. I'm ready for that Persona 5 Tactics," and I'm like, "What? That comes out this week?" So yeah, what else comes out this week?
Super Mario
I
RPG.
was like, "What? Damn!" That actually makes more sense because I've been seeing like the Yoko Shinomura's OSTs for the game coming out, and I'm like, yo, that's some good shit right there. That's some really good shit. I love Yoko Shinomura shit. I like there in like Kingdom Hearts, Final Fantasy 15. But
Yeah.
yeah, no, that again, there's a lot of games coming out this year, and there's a lot of games coming out in the future too. So we're gonna be talking about some of the categories because there's a total like 27 categories. We can't talk about all of them, bro.
We can't, but there's one we can get through quickly. So most of the esports stuff we're not gonna know because they're mostly like for Rainbow Six, Valorant, League of Legends, games like that. We can't really say who's gonna be the best team or game or whatever. But
Yeah.
what we can say is best esports event, and it's the event that we went to back in June or
Oh
July.
yeah, yeah. So let me give you guys a quick rundown about that. So for best esports events, the nominees are the 2023 League of Legends World Championship, Blast TV Paris Major 20. What is that? What is Blast? I never heard of that game.
Let me see, where was that at? Best esports event. Come on, computer, load faster. Blast TV, maybe it's Rocket League. I don't know.
I, guys, if you guys are yelling at us in the comments or anyway, like I'm sorry, but there's so many stuff going on that even I can't have a grasp on it, especially when
Like,
sometimes when it comes to esports.
yeah, like we're not saying they're less or anything like that. Okay,
No,
like it's just that we just tend to be more focused on fighting games because that's what we love and have passion for the most.
I got a reuse shirt, motherfucker. Right
Yeah,
on, right now. Like I'm pretty sure I saw a Terry somewhere in the background of Daniel's camera.
at Terry.
Yeah,
I don't have a
is not
Terry back.
Terry
Oh
the
no, yeah, I
amiibo?
have a Terry amiibo right here next to
Yeah,
Cameron.
yeah. Point stands. But we also have the yeah, we also have EVO 2023, which we were participants, so we will be biased. I will say this now.
Yeah, I mean, like again, like I said, nothing against them. I
Nothing
mean,
against the rest.
I'm sure they played a big role, to help the
Yeah.
FGC get big to what it is right
Mm-hmm.
now as well. But
Yeah.
like I said, we just don't have the knowledge of these other events to put our input on.
Nor do we know when it happens.
Yeah, I
Yeah,
mean,
like the International Dota 2 Championship. I didn't know that was a thing. Well, I
I
knew Dota
mean,
was a thing, but I didn't know when that
I
happened.
mean, I know one year they had like $1 million prize pool, but
Mm-hmm.
it was a pool or a pot. I don't remember, but I know it happened one year for that, so that
Yeah.
was cool.
We also have the Valorant Championships 2023. Obviously, like we said earlier, we are going to be a little bit biased. I'm sorry. but we are fighting game fans. We will say it's Evo, not just only because we were actually there.
Yeah.
We saw every. There's a whole video dedicated. There's an episode dedicated to that, guys. If you want to hear our thoughts on Evo, I highly recommend it. It's a really good conversation about our first time at Evo, the fun that it had, and like how meaningful it was. Because like, and I want to see a lot of people talking about it online too. Is like they gave them a key to the city,
Hmm.
like the biggest turnout ever at Evo. Like just Street Fighter alone, Street Fighter 6 was like 7,000 entrants.
Yeah.
Three of those was me, Daniel, and Joe.
Yeah.
Did we make it far? No, we did
No.
not. We didn't
No,
get
but
what we didn't. The good thing is we didn't get 0-2. We're at least happy with that.
I mean, like we got us all things awesome happen. I mean, we were there like for the first ever Street Fighter 6 tournament at Evo. The last we got to saw the last tournament for Tekken 7, Mortal Kombat 11, right before
Mhm.
next year when they're going to switch over to 8 and MK1.
Oh yeah, and we got to see the return of Marvel. I was like, oh my god, that was so good.
Yeah.
Like yes, it ended in a mirror match of ZMC
Like
Zero
a
May Cry.
Yeah, like actually like a lot of tourneys ended in a mirror match. Like MK11 ended with Fujin versus Fujin, and people didn't like that
Yeah,
either.
and we, like I said, we were there, so we were on the show floor. We got to meet a lot of people. So again, sorry guys, but we will have a sort of bias towards this.
Yeah, I mean, like I said, please understand. Like we actually went to Evo. It was so amazing. We had to give our votes
Mhm.
to it.
Yeah, like just it's one of the ones where you feel more interactive than the other one, and like maybe we don't know how these guys are gonna choose the option, but we here, we're going with Evo.
Yeah.
We're going with Evo, 100%. Till the day I die. If Joey was here right now, he'd be like 100% Evo. Like no, no cap. Like you can even find some of us on stream
Yeah.
for the side tournaments.
No,
Holy
yeah,
shit,
like
that was fun.
you can see me on the Persona 4 Arena Ultimax tournament, which I did poorly.
I mean, Joey was in the Blaze Blue tournament at Evo. It
Oh.
was one of the side tournaments. Um, I was in the Killer Instinct one. You see me twice.
No,
I know.
yeah.
So you were in there once. One of them I won. What they got one of my wins in there. I'm happy.
Yeah.
They didn't get the one that I was like shaking afterwards because I'm like, how did I pull that off?
Yeah. No, yeah, man. Like I was putting so much time into Street Fighter 6, I completely forgot on like some of the combos and stuff for Killer
Mm-hmm.
Instinct. So I'm right
Yeah,
in there like playing like struggling. Like, why am I not doing the combo right?
yeah, but that's part of the thing, man. You're competing with a lot of games. Will we
Yeah.
go to Evo next time? Fingers crossed, maybe. Fingers crossed, maybe. If not, there's other events there too.
I mean, yeah, man. I would love to go back, but we'll have to wait and see.
We'll wait and see. Now let's go on to the next category, the most anticipated game. So for our nominees, we have Final Fantasy VII Rebirth, Hades 2, Like a Dragon Infinite Wealth, Tekken 8, and Star Wars Outlaw. Okay, so this is one tough one because there's at least like maybe two games I can see possibly winning. Daniel, can you give us your thoughts on the one in the game that you think is going to win this category?
I mean, there's a lot of hype around it. People are very excited for it because uh, it's the next entry in the remake trilogy or quadrilogy or however how long Square Enix want to pull it off. It's going to be Final Fantasy VII Rebirth.
Mm-hmm. I don't disagree. I mean, personally, for me, I think the game I'm most excited for, most because there's a lot of hype around it, and so it looks like a lot of cool. Uh, is going to be like Tekken 8, but I know that I'm also very much more interested in like Final Fantasy 7 Rebirth. I'm with you on that. Hades 2 is like the continuation of like a very popular indie game that
No,
like
yeah, like it was actually nominated for the first one was nominated for Game of the Year back in 2021, I think, or was it
I think you're
2022?
right. Yeah, hey, that sounds about right. Like it was around like during the dark times.
Yeah,
Uh,
no, yeah, you're right. It was nominated along some other big hits too, like
mm-hmm.
Animal Crossing: New Horizons, see The Last of Us Part Two, Doom Eternal.
Yeah,
So it's
and
amazing when you see an indie game, go against these big behemoth of games, for Game of the Year.
yeah, and then just seeing the hype around it is going to be so much interesting. We're probably going to see a trailer of it at the Game Awards.
Yeah.
Um, I mean, Like a Dragon has been like sort of the refresh entry of the Yakuza games, right? Is it? Am I correct on that?
Sort of. Yeah, technically, Kiryu's last game was back in Yakuza 6, which is supposed to be the end of his story. And then with like a not like Yakuza Like a Dragon, it's supposed to introduce a new protagonist, Ichiban. And he's a great protagonist, and I mean, people already know because from the other side game that came out recently, Like a Dragon Gaiden, the man who erased his name, Kiryu is in it, and now Ichiban and Kiryu are going to be co-protagonists in Like a Dragon Infinite Wealth, and lots of people are going to be really excited for it, and some people, it might be tough for them to play through because I won't say it because I don't know if there's any people going to be watching that want to be going into the game spoiler free. But in one of the trailers that Sega dropped, they dropped this huge bomb of what's going on with Kiryu, and people are really going to want to know what's going to happen to him at the end of the game.
Yeah, yeah.
So
And Star Wars Outlaws, that's not this one. That's an RPG, right? I remember hearing
uh,
about it.
I I forgot Star Wars Outlaws was a thing. I honestly don't remember, or actually don't know what kind of game it was supposed to be. Is it
Hmm.
not? Is it an RPG?
I don't know. It feels like it has to.
I thought it
I
was
keep
like a
thinking of, I keep thinking about the Bounty Hunter game they wanted to do.
I know that was supposed to be like Uncharted back with EA, but that got canned.
Hmm.
But
Yeah,
I forgot what Outlaws was supposed to be.
yeah. So we both agree that Final Fantasy 7 Rebirth would probably be the game. Especially, is it the second or third game?
Yeah, this is me the second.
Okay, yeah, and like there's a lot of like interesting hype around it. Uh, watch that podcast episode Maximilian dude talking about it. I think it was a easy lot. No, where he talks about like his theories on what's gonna happen. I re-listen to that every once in a while because I'm like, Max, what are you smoking, bro? I forget the. It's like a video game podcast. I can't remember which one it was. It's not TKO though. That one.
Like, was it Yo
That,
Video Games?
no, it wasn't Yo Video Games. There's another one. I can't remember what the name of it. Um, but quick Google search would probably be enough. But yeah, no, he was in it, and he was like, talk. I think it was. I'm trying to. I'm looking it up right now as we speak.
See, so
Uh,
while you're looking that up, like, so for your vote, it would be Tekken 8 then, right?
I mean, if Final Fantasy 7 Rebirth wasn't on there, yeah.
No, I mean like your personal choice. I mean, I don't mean like who's going to win best anticipated game. Because
I mean, personally, I well, I haven't played Hades one. I haven't played the Yakuza series. Star Wars is kind of like a questionable thing for me. Like, not saying like they're all bad, uh, but like Tekken will probably be the game I'm most interested in, especially since like it's supposedly much more like friendlier, like not friendlier as in like it's more like kind of like easier to understand than most of the other Tekken games, from my understanding. What a lot of people are saying. So I'm
yeah,
kind of interested to see how that works. But the 7 Rebirth game is like a game that I feel like without a doubt we all are kind of hyped for it.
no, yeah,
But yeah,
yeah. I mean,
yeah.
same. Like I would say, like Final Fantasy 7 Rebirth is gonna win a category, but my personal choice, it's going to be Like a Dragon Infinite Wealth.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. By the way, it was easy. It was the Easy Allies. I knew it was that. Look it up, guys. That's a crazy like his theories are insane. Max, you madman. All right. So now we go on to another one real quick, and this one we've talked about adaptations here. We've talked about one of the movies on here, but the category is best adaptation. Recognize outstanding creative work that faithfully and authentically adapts a video game to another entertainment medium. We have Castlevania Nocturne, Gran Turismo, The Last of Us, the Super Mario Bros. Movie, and Twisted Metal. Now I'll say this: I've seen 3 out of the 5. I've seen Castlevania Nocturne, I've seen The Last of Us, and I've seen the Super Mario Brothers movie. Daniel, have you seen any of these?
Um, I haven't seen Castlevania Nocturne yet. It's on my list along with Twisted Metal. From what I heard,
Mm-hmm.
Twisted Metal was actually quite a surprise. It was actually pretty good from what I would hear from people.
Really?
But
Okay.
yeah, so I need to make some time for that as well. But the two that I have seen is The Last of Us and the Super Mario Brothers movie.
Hmm. So out of the three, Daniel, which one do you think out of the five here, which one do you think is going to take the cake?
It's actually kind of tough because like I feel like The Last of Us is going to win because it is a masterful retelling of the games brought down to a TV show.
It's
But
almost down to like the actual T, right?
no,
Because
yeah,
like it's
I mean,
so faithful.
yeah,
Like it's the opening scene in episode one is shot for shot the game. It's actually kind of crazy.
yeah, and I do like the details they add to it as well, where
Hmm.
they say like the cordyceps fungus, they really I forgot like they kind of spread around like in grain stuff, like flour or cereal or stuff like that. And
Hmm.
so like you they did add all these extra details in the first episode where like you see them like they're trying to bring out the flowers or cereal, but they don't eat it or touch it or anything like that. So they're left unaffected, but you see all the other people that are eating like muffins and other kind of bread stuff, and
Yeah,
they get affected.
if you didn't know how the infection happened, you wouldn't get all those tense moments in the first episode, because that first episode I still remember, going to the daughter whose name I'm blanking out on, like just go like almost reach for the cookie or
Mm-hmm.
whatever, or and even her being like, "You guys didn't get the cake." I'm like, "Oh, I'm sorry." If they had, they'd be like, "Oh shit, you guys would have been dead."
Yeah, like I
Uh,
did like some of the other stuff too. Like I know for the first few episodes they added the cold openings. Like the way they opened the very first episode was like this discussion between these scientists, talking about what could potentially end humanity. And then the
mhm.
guy says, "Well, I have a fear where like these cordyceps, the fungus, they could evolve to the point where they could infect humans." And then he got laughed off. And back around like the 1970s, and then fast forward to 2005 or whatever, the new date they made the outbreak happen. That's when it all happens and goes out. It's like, damn.
Yeah,
And,
yeah, yeah,
and same with episode two, like they got I think I forgot what country it was, and like they got like the scientist lady to come in, check it out, see what like all the stuff because she's a professional with the fungus, right? And so when they ask her, okay, so the cordyceps has evolved to this level, so is there any chance we can cure this? And she was like, there's nothing to cure. And so it just shows that dark, grim, like
yeah,
there's nothing that could stop this, then humanity
yeah,
is doomed to coexist with it or die
yeah.
with it.
They're fucked.
Yeah.
Um, I agree with The Last of Us being like the winner of this category. It makes the most sense. Um, I haven't seen Castlevania Nocturne. I think it's a really great visually animated story. There's things about it I wasn't that keen on. It's sort of that sometimes edgy to be edgy feel that's always kind of like took me away from some of the Castlevania shows. But then
Hmm.
you mean like Konami's not doing shit with Nocturne with Castlevania. Might as well, right?
I mean, to be fair, they don't really know how to do anything. I mean, have you seen the last Contra game they came out with? I don't think they knew what they were doing with that.
I don't think they knew. And there's even stuff about the new Metal Gear games, or should I say collection?
I mean, it's fine. It's just you're getting the same experience you could have gotten if you played back on 360 and PS3. I know people
Hey man,
wanted to play the Metal Gear 2 and 3, in full like 4K and all that kind of stuff, which would be nice. But
mm,
I mean, I don't want to, I don't want to just slide away because I'm a big Metal Gear fan. They still play good. I still have fun with it because I love Metal Gear Solid. But at the same time, I can understand some of the grabs that people have with the way it was released.
understandable. And even the Super Mario Brothers movie, which like surprisingly like good, like not great, good that it was.
I mean,
Like,
like I'm a big Nintendo fan. Like I grew up with it, so I have a very
mhm.
strong bias to the Mario Brothers movie. So for me, it's a tie between those two. But if I had to pick one of who could win, it would probably be The Last of Us, and it would be a surprise if the Mario Brothers movie would win.
I I I doubt it because I feel like The Last of Us was the game that but yeah, I feel like the Mario Brothers movie was, well, it was good. I don't think it got the same like respect because like the level of people were like, "Whoa, that was a thing," you know. That was more of Last of Us than the Super Mario Brothers movie.
No, yeah, like yeah, same here. Like I love the Mario Bros. Movie, but I think The Last of Us is going to get the acclaim.
All right, now we're coming down to the last three topics that categories we're talking about. Obviously, the one we gotta talk about since we are fighting game guys. The best fighting game we have God of Rock, Mortal Kombat 1, Nickelodeon All Stars Brawl 2, Street Fighter 6, and the best game all Pocket Bravery. No shitting on Pocket Bravery. But those are our nominees. As much as I respect God of Rock is a fun game. It's basically a rhythm game mixed with a fighting game. So you're not being tasked to do a lot of hard stuff. Pocket Bravery is a very fun game. I've been told. Nickelodeon All Star Brawl essentially brought back from the dead.
Yeah, it basically got a second, a second shot at life, and
Mm-hmm.
it took a shot well. It improved a
Holy shit!
lot of things. The whole
Mm-hmm.
campaign, voice acting's all there, more characters and stuff like that.
Oh
I've
yeah,
been hearing lots of great things about it.
same. Mortal Kombat 1 came out of nowhere and just did everything right that should have been done back when MK11 was out. So yeah, and Street Fighter 6, just Street Fighter.
Yeah,
No, so obviously, as much as I enjoyed Mortal Kombat 1, uh, I have to give it to Street Fighter 6. There's so much. Look, if you never like were into fighting games, I would recommend Street Fighter 6 because it's doing everything that I feel most fighting games should be doing right about now. It still needs some work on it, yes, but I feel like that's the game that out out it deserves it. I'm sorry
I mean,
if you guys gave it to another game. I mean, Mortal Kombat 1, I wouldn't be mad, but I'll be like, ugh. But if
like
any other
I
games, are
totally
like,
get. Yeah, I'll totally get. I'm in the same boat with Street Fighter Six. They put so much work into it because they realized, okay, it's not 2006 anymore. We can't do the same thing with Street Fighter 4, which just drop, arcade mode and all that stuff and online. No, they went full out. We got like the World Tour mode, they added the Battle Hub. Uh, they added so much features into it. Like, I mean, you got crossplay. I mean, I could go on and on and on about this, man.
oh yeah, they they made so many like adjustments to the game, like not like current adjustments, but they put so much stuff into that game where the idea is make it accessible to anyone, whether it be classic guy, old school heads like me and
Mhm.
Daniel who prefer, quarter circle, pretzel motions.
That's right.
If you're a fucking madman who wants to do that, Daniel, um, or like dragon inputs or whatever, or
That too. That
to
too.
the like modern one where it's just like more like direction and special button to like even that. Well, this isn't competitive wise, but it's more like for fun wise. You have like the dynamic buttons, which is like just press random button, it'll do cool shit.
Yeah.
Or and like World Tour has things that make you learn the game, like literally like learn the game. Daniel was telling me like, oh shit, they actually teach you how to do inputs correctly.
No, yeah, there'll be like some mini games in there where like they'll, you have to do the input to do the thing right.
Mm. And like there's so many like stuff that's going on in the game that makes you like want to come back into it more. Yeah, it's a fun game. The rollback netcode on it, so good.
Yeah,
Uh,
it's flawless, man.
it's flawless. There's still some games I feel like are above it, but this is what is wanted on. And like I also know Street Fighter 6 is getting that is in the nomination for accessibility with the sound design.
Oh, that's right. Because they added some things too, like for example, there's this weird little beeping thing where depending how close or far you're from the opponent, it'll start beeping faster or slower to let you know, and also like some other additional sounds so that way you can tell like what kind of attacks they hit you with. And if you don't think that doesn't help that much, you'd be surprised. I seen it myself when we went to Evo. There was this
Yeah,
guy blindfolded and he won
who
like a
he's
set.
actually blind too.
Yeah,
That wasn't a gimmick. He is actually blind, but he
yeah,
uses those like sound noises to help him like win matches.
Yeah, like he legit like wanted set and everyone saw that live, and it was hype as shit, bro.
Dude, it was insane. So it's like it's no wonder that Street Fighter 6 would have to win unless you're someone who's like, I mean, I kind of like Mortal Kombat better. I just look better, you know, whatever. But everything Street Fighter 6 is doing is the reason I feel like it should like win fighting game of the year.
Yeah, again, like nothing against Mortal Kombat One. I'm loving, I'm having fun with it. I'm
Mm.
learning, Omni Man on the game. It's just that when you compare it to what Street Fighter is doing, it. I mean, I don't want to say lackluster because it's been pretty much doing the same thing it has done. Like, yeah, you get the story campaign, and then you get your usual stuff like King of the Hill, all that kind of things. But
Mm.
I mean, you could tell like there's some things missing too because there's no crossplay, and if I remember correctly, there was crossplay back on MK11.
The lobbies aren't something to sing about either.
Yeah, and there's some weird issues too because apparently, if you do a specific combo, the damage percentage that you make with the combo is different depending on which platform. I think it does more on the PS5 than it does if you were playing it on PC.
Mm-hmm.
So there's some weird issues when you gotta have everything on the same level, so that way whenever you go in person to do tournaments or like logos or stuff like that, you guys have the same advantage and not anything different. So it's kind of
That's
weird how
true.
Mortal Kombat is going on right now. And again, I know this is still a bit of a controversy, especially with the Thanksgiving fatality coming out, and also soon the Christmas fatality, where
Yeah.
like basically each one is $10. They said that if you got the Halloween one, you get the Thanksgiving and Christmas fatality for free, but they might charge a full 30 if you want to get the bundle of three, which again is still a lot. I mean, why can't you just I don't know. It just seems kind of off where they were just charging for a cutscene.
Yeah. Yeah, it is. Best game direction, which we have is Alan Wake 2, Baldur's Gate 3, Marvel Spider-Man 2, Super Mario Bros. Wonder, and The Legend of Zelda: Tears of the Kingdom. I need to read that down. For award for outstanding creative vision and innovation in game direction and design. So I haven't played Baldur's Gate 3. I haven't played Alan Wake 2. I'm playing Spider-Man 2. The other two Nintendo games I have not played. I'm sorry. I'm getting to them. God damn it. Um, but in terms of game direction, I feel like without a doubt, and this might be, I don't know, I don't think anyone would disagree with me. I think Baldur's Gate 3 will be the game to win that.
It's a tough choice. If I It would be between Zelda and Baldur's Gate 3.
Mm-hmm.
Um, it's hard to say because they're both amazing games. I haven't
Yeah.
played Baldur's Gate 3, but I have seen the crazy things you can do in there. I saw um I saw a scene where somebody pissed off a merchant, and then the merchant just turned him into a wheel of cheese. And I'm not even kidding. Like you're just walking around the map as a wheel of cheese out there pissing off the merchant. I seen where there's like you can turn invisible, go inside this big area that's filled with nothing but goblins, go to where to drink the water from, add poison in there, walk away, wait a bit, maybe a few minutes or hours, and then when you get back, they're all dead. And I mean, you can talk to animals. I've seen people like talk to cats, dogs, and then you can even converse with people that you can't understand, but you can hear what they're thinking. You can revive people back from the dead, kill them. List goes on and on and on because, like, again, like there's so much stuff you can do in there. And same with Zelda, the amount of creativity that the game let you do in Zelda. I seen people build a factory where you can just throw chickens in there, and it's all comes out on the conveyor belt is a roasted chicken ready for you to eat. Like, it's
God damn,
insane.
really?
Yes, like I even
God.
dude, they even recreated Metal Gear Rex in Zelda Tears of
I've
the
seen
Kingdom.
those. I've seen those.
It is insane how like these people are making all these crazy stuff in Zelda. So it's hard to say if I want to give it to Baldur's Gate 3 or Tears of the Kingdom because they're both amazing at what they do.
Dude, okay, that's crazy. I'm not gonna lie. I'm not gonna lie, that's crazy. I mean, I remember seeing videos of that, dude. It's just so like yeah, I can totally see why you yourself are conflicted as to choosing between Baldur's Gate 3 and Legend of Zelda Tears of the Kingdom. Cause like, holy shit. Right?
I mean, yeah, again, like these two games, they gave the player so much freedom, and
Mm-hmm.
it's hard to give to one of these two.
It's
Um, I
don't
mean,
blame me, dude.
I mean, I know Baldur's Gate 3 is going to win Game of the Year, so just for that, I
Yeah,
probably would give it Zelda for this category.
I I would probably give it a Zelda just for the fact that it's just more one to be a contrarian. I'm admitting to that, guys. That's how humble I can be. But also because I feel like that would start off like whether or not agree about Baldur's Gate being like probably a better one. I feel like it didn't reach the levels as like Tears of the Kingdom did with some of the stuff, right? I feel like when Tears of the Kingdom set the standard for the year, and you could argue Baldur's Gate broke it, but I feel like Zelda has a much more bigger fan base. But I'm gonna be wrong, obviously. Again, like I said, I'm being a bit of a contrarian right now. So, eh, what can I do? At least I admit I'm at fault. All right, and so for the last category, and as we come towards the end of this episode of the podcast, game of the year, which for that we have Alan Wake 2, Baldur's Gate 3, Marvel Spider-Man 2, Resident Evil 4. It's remake, right? Or are we just still calling it Resident Evil 4?
I mean, it's a full remake. I mean, it's
Yeah.
not. It would be a remaster if it's literally like the same game as the original, but no, it's a full
Mhm.
remake.
Super Mario Brothers Wonder and The Legend of Zelda Tears of the Kingdom. Oh. And this is why at the beginning of the episode I said this is the craziest year we have for gaming. A lot of games are just knocking it out of the park. Because like there's some games on here I'm like, wait, what about like High Five Rush, which is like a surprise hit out of everywhere that everyone
Mm-hmm.
really freaking enjoyed? Or and again, Ryu shirt. Street Fighter 6 doing like the most a fighting game has ever done or ever should be doing. Setting a standard now. Um, and other stuff, and other games off the top of my head. Armor Core 6 was on here, and Armor Core 6
Yeah.
was a fucking badass game. I haven't played it
Final,
yet, but everything I see, I'm like, that is my game.
no, dude. Yeah, Armored Core 6 is amazing. Final Fantasy 16, I was expected to be on the Game of the Year, but so I'm surprised that it wasn't on here.
Oh yeah,
It is a big epic game.
it is everything I want to see in a game. I haven't played it yet, and from what I remember hearing, it damn near broke PS5s.
I didn't even have a problem with my PS5. Like they must have needed to clean out the dust out of their fans or something.
Thank you for reminding me. That's something I might have to do. But yeah, no, this is like a very stacked year. So the selection here makes sense. There's some games I feel people can be like, well, why isn't this game in here? Well, I mean, like Baldur's Gate 3 has set the standard for RPGs that I feel like no other RPG will ever complete. I'll say that.
Yeah,
Um
I mean,
Alan's Wake 2 came out of go ahead.
you also got to get Baldur Gates 3. It gave the whole gaming industry a panic attack because I don't know if you've seen it, but like people they go online to Twitter and say like, guys, you don't expect every game to be like Baldur's Gate 3, and it's like, why?
We demand it.
Like it doesn't have to be a masterpiece, but at least make sure everything's good to go and everything.
mm-hmm.
So because we fall into this pit where like game comes out, game could be glitchy. If not, I mean, regardless if it functions or not, it's always like a day one patch or anything else like that.
Mm-hmm.
And so we've grown tired of that trend. Luckily, we're starting to see less and less of that. I know with Final Fantasy 16, there was a day one patch, but it was extremely minor. I think there was only a few text fixes, but other than that, everything you could play without having any kind of patches whatsoever. And same with Spider-Man 2.
Yeah, no. It set a certain standard. Yes. Uh, I do agree that some people would focus on the wrong kind of standards that it set for certain games. I will agree to that. But there's some standards like this is what a AAA game should be. This is what we want in a AAA game. A very good, well worth the price tag, and like not broken by the time it comes out.
Yeah.
That's what we want. Alan's Wake 2, I was saying earlier, is that game came out of nowhere.
It was cool when it came out. I haven't played the first Alan Wake. It's still on my backlog. I have it for my PS5. I'll get to it as
Yeah,
soon as I can. But from what
same
I
here.
remember, it wasn't meant to be a horror game. It just happened to have horror elements.
Mm,
So with Alan Wake 2, it's a full-on horror game now, which is really cool. And I would love to, try it out as soon as I finish the first Alan Wake.
yeah,
And I think the most surprising comments I've been hearing is that this is probably the closest game we'll get that'll be similar to what we almost had with Silent Hills or the PT demo with Kojima and Guillermo del Toro.
we were robbed.
We were robbed. But hearing people saying, this is the closest game we got to what we could have had, that just increases my expectations. And I really want to play this as
Right?
soon as I can.
And Resident Evil 4, it was already like one of the best games ever. Like it's if in a top 10 list, that game is on there. I don't know what ranking it would be, but it's on there.
It's definitely one of the best games of the year. And
Mm-hmm.
I I pre-played Resident Evil 4, I don't know how many times, like on each difficulty, normal, hard, and
I've
professional mode.
I've known people to like memorize where everything is in that original Resident Evil 4 game. The
Hmm.
Super Mario Wonder is the game that like reminded you, hey, yeah, we can still do platformer Mario, guys. We can still do it.
I mean, they could. It's just that this is a big, big, fresh take on Mario. Because yeah, we seen New
Yeah,
Super
it
Mario
is.
Brothers, which was fun. New Super Mario
New
Brothers
voice actor
Wii.
too.
Oh yeah, like I forgot what his name. I remember his last name. I think it was Afghani. He he's a great Mario and Luigi. I played WarioWare as well. Uh, like it's a little different. You can definitely tell it's a little different with Wario, but he still does a great job with the rest of the Mario characters. So I
Mm-hmm.
mean, I would say like good job to that man.
And we already talked about like Legend of Zelda, Tears of the Kingdom. We already spilled over about Baldur's Gate,
Yeah,
even more so right now than in the last category. Uh,
it's
so like,
crazy.
yeah.
Uh, no, it's crazy because the last time Mario and Zelda was nominated for Game of the Year was back in 2017 with Breath of the Wild and Odyssey.
Oh, and Breath of the Wild won that one, right?
It did.
Fuck, dude, this is a crazy year. This is indeed a crazy year for gaming.
Yeah.
Uh, will that be the same for 24 and 4? We'll see.
Yeah.
But yeah, oh, Spider-Man 2, like it's a great continuation of Spider-Man. A lot more fun, crazier stuff, especially the traversing. I've talked numerous times about the traversal in that game. People say you
Mhm.
can't do stealth. Bullshit, man. I can still do stealth.
No,
Not
yeah.
not as well as I did in the last game, but I can still do stealth.
No, yeah, man, definitely. I mean, like I 100%ed Spider-Man's 2. Like I collected all the trophies, did all the side missions, all that stuff. That game is just phenomenal. I hope we get some more DLC to it because I know like one of the
Oh,
side mission stories, it ended in a kind of I guess sort of in a cliffhanger sort of way that teases the future or something, which I won't go into. But
yeah. Oh, I
no,
know what
like
you're talking about. I actually just finished that up a minute ago.
oh, you did. Awesome. We need
Yeah,
to talk more on that. But yeah,
yeah.
like I love Marvel Spider-Man 2, but compared with
It's so good.
all the other games, I yeah, I would still have to give it to
If
Baldur's
I were
Gate
to
3.
rank all of them on like where I think like they're all great games. I'm saying, but the bottom one is probably for me is gonna be Spider-Man 2. I'm not. I'm not talking shit on the game. I enjoy the game, but considering what like one Alan Wake 2 is like the most and was one a very anticipated sequel. Baldur's Gate 3 is the game that like you said earlier, gave people heart attacks. It's like, well, oh no, just let your days know we can't be doing this all the time.
Yeah, it actually went through like a big crazy journey too, because originally it was supposed to be a Google Stadia exclusive,
Mm-hmm.
and thank God it's not anymore. Because
No,
I don't think
it
people
is.
would have paid as much attention if it was stuck on Stadia. Now that it went multi-platform on PC, PS5,
Yeah.
and soon on Xbox this December.
Mm-hmm. Resident Evil 4 still holds up. Super If I were
Like,
to give, yeah,
like, no, yeah, like I was saying, like Resident Evil 4, I replayed the hell out of it. I can't wait for the VR update to come out. I
mm-hmm.
know it's gonna be crazy in VR, but it's it's definitely one of my top games. But yeah,
Yeah. If I'm being honest, the game that I'm putting my money on is going to be Baldur's Gate 3 for this. I feel like that's the game that it it set a standard for not just like RPG games, but like just games in general. Just please, for the love of God, release your games well, like no bugs or not that many bugs at least,
Yeah.
kind of stuff.
I mean, like, we just don't want a situation where we go online and then we see a message for the dev saying, "We're sorry, the game was released in this state. Please give us like a couple months to fix it."
After like what was it? So many of that, especially this year, with like Gollum, the King Kong game. I think there was a third game somewhere in there.
I don't remember. There's just too much to count. Like, there
Yeah,
was like I know it all started with Cyberpunk a while back, but
yeah, and then but then Cyberpunk jumped back
no,
up
like
because of
no, yeah,
the
Cyberpunk is
Sons of Liberty.
amazing now. Like all the fixes
Mm.
and stuff. It's a great game, and I highly recommend to check it out now if you were turned off by what it looked like from the beginning.
Yeah, no, I definitely like. I enjoyed it when its beginning state. Thankfully, because I was playing it on a higher end console.
Oh
But
yes,
even then, like like I still enjoyed it. But like seeing what they can do now, I'm like, shit.
yeah,
I
like
kind of
they
want
went
to.
out of their way to fix that game.
They did. Um. So, but yeah, no, I feel like Baldur's Gate 3 is the game that was going to win Game of the Year.
Yeah, amazing games that we got in this year, but yeah, I would put my money on Baldur's Gate 3 for Game of the Year.
Yeah. And I think that's gonna be all the categories we can talk. Again, we're not going over all 20 something of them. I ain't got time for that, man, bro. I'm sorry.
Yeah, I mean, I'll squeeze in one more in there because I want people to know. For best debut indie game, it's going for Pizza Tower. If you love the Wario Land game, you're gonna love Pizza Tower.
Dude.
It's literally one of the first games I played this year, and it was the most fun I had with a platformer in a long time.
Yeah.
If you
I
don't,
love
if
the
you have,
memes of it.
dude, like if you haven't played it yet, I mean, you don't really need a high end computer. It's like playing a flash game on Newgrounds. Just
Mhm.
download Steam, buy the game, and play it.
Yeah.
You're gonna have so much fun with it. I promise you that.
Mhm.
And yeah, it was a game I was really looking forward to for a long time, and it is one of my top games of this year as well. So yeah, so that's my quick side note. Pizza Tower for best debut indie game. Other than that, that's about it. Play Pizza Tower, guys.
Yeah, go play that. I mean, like if I were to throw one out there, I'm giving best RPG to Life of P because I feel like that game came out. It just came out like out of nowhere.
Oh yeah, dude, that Pinocchio Dark Souls kind of like game.
Yeah,
Like I
but
need to
yeah,
try that
guy,
out. It's on Game Pass, right?
it is. It is.
Yeah, I need to
It's
give
one of
that a
those
shot
games.
then.
I need to give that a game a shot too. But yeah, I think that's gonna be the end of this episode. Obviously, we'll be back after the results. Maybe Joy will be with us on that one. Um, Most of the stuff that we talked about, he would be in agreement on. We're we're not that different from all of us. We all have an understanding of why something would be chosen, why this game would make sense to win. Rarely do we ever see upsets on like the Game Awards. Rarely do we ever see that.
I think I only seen it once, and that's it.
Oh, the kid, the KOF 15 losing to what was it? Uh Multiverses.
I mean, there's that. I was referring to like what happened back in 2021 for Game of the Year, but I don't want to start like a
Oh, oh,
conversation
that
with that because I don't want to bring
yeah.
up like the big debate about that again.
Let's not talk about that one. That one was just. Ugh. That's
Yeah.
opening a kind of worms I don't want to know. But guys, if you enjoyed and or you agreed with what we said, be sure to follow us on all social medias: Instagram, Facebook, and Twitter at Geek Centurions. We're most active on Instagram, where you find a link to the podcast since we're officially part of like Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, Spotify, Pandora, all of the like. You also find a link tree to the YouTube page where you can put a face to the voice. Be sure to like, and subscribe, and support us on a form of way you can. And yeah, video game awards are coming up. We'll see how things are going to go. We're going through a lot of schedule things right now, so you might be seeing a little, not less of us, but like I'm just letting you guys know there might be some changes coming up soon. But we'll see. But anyways, guys, it's been me, your boy Eli.
And this is Daniel, and here's your reminder to go play Pizza Tower.
Listen to the man because he won't leave me alone about it. And yeah, you guys have a good one. Peace.